All right, guys, so we have the sound of the police. This is the PR320 in 1/0 hook. We got Danville 210 for our thread. We're going to get some bucktail and start off our tail here. Tie it down. All you need is the bucktail to stay on top of that hook. You don't need to go everywhere. Get some Magnum Flashaboo in silver, and we're going to go and put it on top, and then we're going to advance our thread and shorten out that Flashaboo and just make sure it goes 360 around. Bring our thread back where we started. We got some schlappen in white for the extension of the tails. Tie that in on each side and then advance your thread to the front where you tied in your schlappen. Go ahead and bring some bucktail in there. Hollow tie it or bullet tie it. It's your preference. I do the bullet tie on this one just because it's easier. Less hollows, the better for me. And then I'm going to come in with some black marabou. And I'm going to palmer this. And you're going to be palmering it the rest of the way. So just make sure you pick it out, pull it back, and tie off your marabou. Come in with some more bucktail in white. This is going to be completely pretty much white and black fly with silver flash. So just so you guys know, another hollow tie. Push that sucker back. Do a hollow. Build that ramp. Make it purdy. Once you have that ramp built, just go ahead and add some Flashaboo. We're going to go back with that Flashaboo. This Flashaboo we want to extend about halfway into the tail. So don't be shy with it. Make it pretty long. And then the rest of it that's in the front, just divide it 360. Make it nice and even. Make it purdy. Make it shine all the way around. Do a good whip finish. Add some Zap-A-Gap. And go ahead and add your 28 millimeter shank from Flyman or Spawn or whatever you want. Once you put this thread on, though, just be careful putting this thread on so you don't cut it. Just be careful with it. And you're going to build a little dam into the hook eye there. Put some Zap-A-Gap on there. It will help you. You want to close that gap so that way you don't get foul hooked. And as you can see, I'm covering those sharp points right there with my thread right now. Bring your thread back. And we're going to add some golden brown ice dub. That's going to create a little hot spot on the fly there. And you're going to see it again on the next section, but we're going to add some bucktail here. Just hollow tie. Make sure it goes all the way around. This is the worst section to build your dam. So just be patient and deal with it. It's just a pain in the butt because that shank is so small, but it's the perfect size. Once you have your dam built there, just add your marabou black again, palmer it, stretch it out, give it a nice little love tap, and get it to go all the way around. Advance your thread there, and you're going to add another piece of bucktail here. Once we add this bucktail, just make sure it goes 360 around, do the hollow tie, poke it back, and you build another dam here. Once our dam is done, it doesn't have to be the prettiest. This fly is for Pike and Musky, so don't have to be too fancy. We're going to be adding some flash. This flash is going to go about the same length as our bucktail. Tie it in, and then just the rest of the pieces that are facing forward, just bring it around, whip finish it, add some Zap-A-Gap, and boom. Get your hook. This hook is going to be the TP612 4-aught. You guys did not see me tie in the first portion of the wire. I had some camera technical difficulties, but just lay it on and then take it through the hook eye and then tie it off, cut it off. And I built a little dam in the front if you just noticed it. That's so I know where to stop the bucktail. Get it nice and tight. Add some Zap-A-Gap. I get a little impatient with waiting for Zap-A-Gap to dry, so I'll dab it with some paper towel and boom. Once again, you're going to come in with the golden brown ice dub. Create a nice fat hot spot. This hot spot, you really wanted to stick this one out. So when you put this bucktail in, just cut off your tips nice and even right on the edge just so the hot spot shows. And bring that sucker back, and you're going to build a dam. Once that dam's done, you will be adding some more marabou. Noticed I did a bullet tie real quick just to lay those fibers down. Just makes it easier with that hook point there so I don't cut my thread. Um, but you're going to come in with your marabou here and you're going to just palmer it again and just make sure you sleek it back. You want the longest marabou you could find here as far as fibers, so that way, you're building the taper of the fly here. So you do want the black to kind of penetrate that white and make it look nice. Cut off your little stem here and you're going to add another bucktail here. When you go ahead and put this bucktail in, just stack those tips as neat as you can because you're getting towards the front of the fly here. Do a hollow tie, and you're going to do another one here. This is going to be like a bulkhead tie almost, reverse bulkhead. So just put a little extra on there. Make a nice stem. Don't go too crazy, too big. You could make that flare pretty nice. Do a whip finish, and now I'm going to come in with 100 GSP in black. Do a little dubbing loop, add some wax, and I'm going to be using black strung fuzzy fiber here. Tie off your bucktail with a hair clip just to get it out the way. Black string fuzzy fiber, you start with the longest at the hook and then work your way down to the shortest. Once you spin this, just make sure you pull it back, get it nice and pretty. Use your brush to get some of the kinks out of there and work it all the way to the front. Don't be shy to push it back a little bit as I'm doing right there, and just working it all the way to the hook eye there. Don't worry, you're not going to be crying in hook eye unless you're put way too much material on there. But go ahead, whip finish it. Once I whip finish it, I'm going to brush it out really good with the wire brush. It just gets all the kinks out of there and makes that head look really good. I'm going to come in with Dave's Flex Cement on there, and I'm going to create like a little eyeball on each side. I'm going to wait for that to dry fully, and then I'm going to come in with my 6mm eyes from Flyman. Just press them on and get them on there nice and tight. Squeeze them with my fingers, and there's your head of the fly, and you are done.